Greetings, soccer fans. Welcome to Football in the Americas, where we discuss everything relating to soccer in our own backyard. I'm Benton, Ball Chat Football in the Americas. Junior, how are you doing, boss?
I'm playoff ready.
Playoff ready, and DC United family, come on, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, wow. Sounds that DC United fan doesn't sound too optimistic about their chances in the playoff, right, Junior?
So like she's planning a holiday.
She's planning her holiday.
Early.
So
that might be true.
So soccer fans, this is where we live for when it comes to MLS football. And we'll touch MLS football. We'll quickly hit CONCACAF Nations League. And that's pretty much it. We might set up, briefly talk about South American football, but it's all about MLS. We'll go for it and predict all the games in the MLS playoff first round matchup to remind fans it's all about single elimination this time. And Junior, again, you're not happy with that. Come on is fine with it.
I'm not.
MLS Cup will be sooner this year. Come on, first let's start out west. The first round matchup, Minnesota versus LA Galaxy. The number 4th ranked Minnesota hosts LA Galaxy. Your thoughts, Minnesota welcoming Zlatan and company.
That's a pretty good matchup. Minnesota, they've improved. Before they were one of the teams that would not make the postseason, and they would just lose at home and away. LA Galaxy, a little bit inconsistent for me, even with Zlatan. So I am going to give Minnesota the edge over LA Galaxy.
And football, soccer fans, you can do your MLS pick your bracket. Junior, you're a Zlatan fan.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on this?
A West Coast team is leaving sunny, nice, comfortable LA to go into frigid Minnesota. I'm worried.
You're worried, but I mean, a few months ago, Zlatan said he's in playoff mode.
Zlatan is in playoff mode, but is LA Galaxy in playoff mode?
I mean, he's the face of this team. This is his team.
Yes, but we're not going to play that game now and put blame on Zlatan if LA Galaxy fail to go through.
The highest paid player.
Oh, I know that's where you were setting up, but I'm not going to buy into that one.
All right, so you're going with Minnesota for this
I'm going
one.
with Minnesota, yeah. Actually, it's going to be 62 degrees. Forecasted to be 62 degrees. I'm going with the weather. If it's really cold, I'll go with Minnesota.
So this game is on the 20th, Junior. Are you looking at the right day?
Yes, I'm looking at, it's the 19th or the 20th?
Yes, this game is on 20th at 8:30 p.m.
58 degrees, 50% chance of rain.
So,
It's on all fairness though, it's a weather game for me because, again, LA is coming from a sunny California, traveling into the dreary Minnesota against a hardened team. I'm worried for LA Galaxy.
high price footballers don't like to play in certain conditions. Come on, another matchup in MLS in the West. Salt Lake hosts Portland, the enigmatic Portland Timbers. Your thoughts?
It's going to be Salt Lake for me. Salt Lake playing better football than Portland. And I'm going to use the word again, inconsistent when it comes to Portland. You don't know what you're getting with Portland when they decide to play. And, this is going to be a real Salt Lake. Portland playing at home they're comfortable at home. They bring people down there on the turf and they just run them ragged. Going to Real Salt Lake it's a little bit more tricky. So I see Real Salt Lake beating Portland.
So Portland going out to Real Salt Lake, Vermees and family. Junior?
Camon's word is inconsistent. We don't know which Portland is going to show up. But with a single elimination, if the right Portland show up, they can easily go through. So
this Portland team just does not make any sense to me. I mean, they have big players on this team. And it's like when you expect them to step up, this is the beaten finalists from last year. I mean, they're a year older, of course. I don't know what to expect.
Which Portland shows up?
I don't know what to expect. So who you going with? You going with Salt Lake?
I'm going with the home team.
You're going to home teams. continuing the trend on the Western Conference first round matchup, Seattle Sounders host Dallas, number 7 ranked Dallas. I mean, Dallas should get the snot beat out of them, right? Come on.
I agree. I agree. Seattle Sounders is just too good for them. So I see Seattle beating them.
Yeah.
FC Dallas scraped through. But you know what? Let me not say that, because sometimes the teams that scrape through actually, move on. But Seattle Sounders is playing good football, so I'll stick with them.
Yeah. Seattle Sounders Junior. Seattle Sounders is playing some good football.
I'll go with Seattle too.
And first round, the Supporters Shield champion LAFC, they have a bye. They're sitting there waiting for they're the number 1 seed in the entire thing. They're definitely number 1 seed in the West. They have the best record, so they're sitting there waiting for the 4th or 5th place, the 4th or 5th ranked matchup.
I thought they were waiting for the lowest rank.
No, they're waiting for 4th or 5th.
Oh, okay.
Segueing to the Eastern Conference matches, NYFC is the champions of the East. Let's start with the big money side. Atlanta United host New England Revolutions. I mean, surely they should be beaten. Atlanta defeated New England Revolutions 3-1 the last match day to secure the number 2 slot. This is a Bruce Arena-led New England Revolutions, though. And he's a sly old fox, is what they say. Junior?
Atlanta is only good in ideal situations. Weather has to be ideal. Playing has to be ideal. The team you're playing against have to be ideal. That's my worry about them, because I expect Bruce Arena to clutter the midfield and let Pity Martinez work. Okay. And I am fearful for Atlanta United. I expect them to win, but I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. And I think that last game, New England has nothing to lose coming in, right?
Yeah.
So I think that last game might bring in this era of complacency that they might not be able to recover from. I'm talking about
Atlanta United. And this is something that we talked about. They have a fragile defense. Frank de Boer, this is his first run at MLS playoff. I mean, come on. This is why Atlanta invested a lot of money in this team, not to lose complacency when they play these dibby teams, right?
You're calling New England dibby?
Yes, number 7 ranked New England Revolutions.
I agree with Julia. And Atlanta should win this easily. I don't see any holes in the defense, and your front line is actually clicking. You guys are scoring goals. So I see Atlanta actually putting 3 or 4 past New England.
Yeah, and they're playing at home. So this is and Ball Chat followers, soccer fans will be live on location at this game as we check it out. This game is Saturday at 1 p.m. inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Sticking with other matches in the East, Philadelphia Union, Andre Blake and company, Philadelphia Union, Jamaica Reggae Boys captain. This is probably the best of all the matches. Host the New York Red Bulls. Chris Armour says he will get it right. Come on. What do you expect from this matchup?
I expect Philadelphia Union to beat New York Red Bulls. For some reason, New York Red Bulls have fallen off. Taxi is not, one of the best players on the pitch anymore. Bradley Wright Phillips is coming off the bench. He was a scoring machine for them. So they really don't have a top man on the pitch, and it shows. So they haven't been doing well. Philadelphia, on the other hand, have been scoring goals. They've been winning games, coming from behind to win, holding their leads. So I see Philadelphia beating New York Red Bulls.
Philadelphia. Junior?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on in New York.
Well, I mean, I think what's going on is that the coach is not. They need to move on.
Yeah, and he's wasting away good players. Yeah. This foolishness. So I expect Philadelphia.
You expect Philadelphia?
Put them out their misery. But Bradley Wright Phillips could have something to prove and come off the bench in the 85th minute and score. And look at the coach and be like, why he not playing me? So
yeah, Philadelphia Union hosting MLS playoff matchup. I mean, they at one point they were really pushing for that first place, and they have to settle for the third place. So here's a chance to treat the Philadelphia Union fans to what Badoy and family should do quite well. Come on. Toronto versus DC United. Mike Bradley. Is it Mike? It's Bradley. And Toronto hosts DC United. Ben Olsen and DC United. Will DC survive this encounter? Michael Bradley, thank you.
I was drawing a blank too.
Come on.
No. Toronto will beat DC United. DC United look like a shamble of a club. The last game they played against FC Cincinnati, who is the worst team in MLS. They've given up 44 goals. And even with FC Cincinnati down to 9 men, DC United they were clueless. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't score a goal, and the game ended up 0-0. Toronto is a different kettle of fish, very different from FC Cincinnati, and I see DC United being punished. For some reason, Acosta, who's one of their best players, remain on the bench. I'm not sure if Rooney is going to be motivated to play in the playoffs, but Toronto will beat DC United.
And Altidore withdrew from the U.S. squad for injuries. I mean, do we expect him to play for this Toronto outfit coming up this weekend?
If he's fit, if his body is right, and I don't see Jose Altidore not wanting to play in the playoffs. He's a competitor.
Exactly.
So I see him pushing to play against a division side like DC. He can bring up his tally.
Yeah, there's a chance for them. NYFC sitting there waiting for the winner of the 4 or 5 matchup in the East, and NYFC and LAFC are the creme de la creme in MLS football. So we'll see. Ball chat followers and soccer lovers, MLS playoff kicks off this Saturday. Big matches. Atlanta United will beat the brakes off New England Revolution. Single elimination round. You win or
stay
win or go home.
Yeah.
Quick other points on CONCACAF Nations League. Want to touch a quick point on CONCACAF Nations League. Come on. USA beat the break off Cuba 7-0. Some people have said this CONCACAF Nations League is a bag of foolishness. But bigger than this Cuba victory, Sargent scored a hat-trick. The USA is looking forward to play Canada. Canada has already beaten Cuba twice. The winner of this matchup of this group will go on to the Nations League semi-final, and they will play each other coming up this week. Your thoughts on that matchup? Come on.
Me?
Yes.
The game versus Cuba was a joke. I wanted to go, and then I realized it would be a waste of time. They were clearly outmatched, outplayed, out everything. The fact that Sargent had a hat-trick within 14 minutes of the game showed the quality, or the lack thereof. So I see Canada giving the USA a harder test, and that's a matchup that I would like to see.
Yeah, so this is big for Canada, Junior. Here's a chance, Alphonso Davies, and it's a young Canada is on the brink of doing something big here. I mean, we're hyping this. I am really excited about this matchup. The U.S. under Greg Berhalter, some have questioned his tactics and questioned his leadership as a manager. Do you see Canada have a chance here to take a point or, draw these 2 matches against the USA and subsequently move on to, per goal difference, move on to the Nations League semi-final from this group?
I do think so, because the truth is, the America that beat Cuba, the US that beat Cuba is not the real US. Or we should not treat it like they just won the World Cup finals.
Yeah.
It is still Cuba. So Canada, for me, has faded into obscurity for the last couple World Cup cycles.
Yeah.
And it seems like now they finally got a good crop of young players. And this is their time to prove that they are ready. So it's on them. The onus is on them. I think they have enough to get some form of a result. But it falls on the players' feet, which is kind of anticlimactic or kind of obvious. But for these young players, this is a huge step that they can make against a weak US team.
Yeah.
So take the opportunity. You have the opportunity to take it.
Another major thing in CONCACAF Nations League as we wrap up our football in the Americas, come on, Trinidad and Tobago. One of the pillars of Caribbean football is wobbling in the group that they're in. I mean, Honduras beat them recently as expected, but I mean, what do you think is going on with Trinidadian football? Come on.
I think they're just going through a transition. You know, I think they're just trying to find their footing again. Trinidad has really, really fallen off, and we don't see an influx of new players coming into the squad. It can be also the issue that they've always had, which is monetary. You know, players consistently or regularly boycott to Trinidad, you know, play for Trinidad because they don't get paid.
Yeah.
So that can be one of the reasons as well. But they need to get new players, and I don't see where new players are coming in, so they're struggling, you know, in that regard. At some point, I'm trying to remember his name. What's the guy's name that plays for, and he plays for Cardiff? What's Trinidad old guy again? Oh my gosh, I forgot his name.
Jones?
Kenwin Jones. At some point, I'm just looking to see Kenwin Jones suit up and come save Trinidad. But Trinidad really struggling.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it seems like Guyana and other Caribbean nations have been doing a great job of recruiting foreign players, but Trinidad is just falling off. But you said the FA is a big problem. Junior, as we wrap up football in the Americas, your final say on this Nations League.
I love the Nations League, and for it gives these quote-unquote minnows an opportunity to play football at a high level consistently.
Yeah.
So that's why I love it. So I will forever be an advocate for the Nations League.
Man. All right, soccer fans, you can link us on social media. Link us on Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast. Link us on Twitter at Ball Chat 1. You can also link us on Facebook at Ball Chat. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. I will be on Bright Idea Sports on Thursday talking about Atlanta versus New England Revolution as well as MLS playoff. This is a American football show, but apparently they have an interest in soccer. So we'll be on there discussing the Atlanta United outlook for the season. We ready? 5 stripe time again.
Yes, sir.
Come on later.